Yes, people, hope we're doing well. Welcome to the first video on my channel. My name's Sebastiano Sola, if you've never heard of me before. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I'm gonna jump straight into things. I'm outside in the garden. It's May right now in South Africa, and it's still sunny, so I said why not come outside in this beautiful backyard and record my first video. So it's come to my attention that online there's a lack of a really good explanation when it comes to what is appointment setting and how does it work. So that's exactly what I'm going to walk through today. So if you're currently a corporate worker, a sales rep, someone in university, someone on a gap year, currently a nomad, currently traveling and want to get into something remote, either if you want to increase your income, get into the online business world, you don't know where to start, this is exactly for you. So you're going to want to listen up and hear everything in this video. Honestly, if you can't listen all the way through, then maybe this isn't for you, to be honest. So this does require a specific type of person. I'm only going to take a couple minutes of your time. So if you're listening to this, definitely stick around. It'll be worth your time. So what is appointment setting? To break it down as simple as possible without overcomplicating it for you, if this is your first time hearing about it, it's essentially booking sales calls for coaches, consultants, agencies, and online businesses. That's it. That's like the bare bones of appointment setting. So you'd be booking sales calls for someone that's called a closer that works above us. They take the sales calls. This became very popular during COVID because of remote work, and it has stuck around since. Now, many people have bought their businesses online, whether that's coaching, consulting, agencies, services, or even just general online businesses are needing appointment setters and closers more and more and more. So without diving too deep into that, I'll actually explain what appointment setting is. So what it is essentially taking cold, fairly cold, warm and very warm leads from being just a new conversation to someone who's actually booked onto a sales call and is a pre-qualified lead. As an appointment setter, you'd have two different type of roles. You'd either be a DM setter or you'd be a caller. There's two different ways you can go about it. Often the calling roles aren't cold calling, to get it mistaken. Usually it's working directly with opt-ins, but DM setting is what I would opt for. It's more flexible, and it's pretty much booking sales calls through any type of text messaging, whether that's Instagram DMs, Facebook Messenger, Twitter DMs, whatever the case may be, LinkedIn. That's the sort of a DM appointment setter would find themselves booking sales calls through the people on that platform. As a DM setter, you'd work and message people either that come through ads, through opt-ins, through organic content, and I guess referral basis. Anyway, either way, you will drive traffic to a page. As a DM setter, you'd also mostly work through an Instagram platform. So you'd be talking with people every single day that come towards your coach, company, or consultants or agency's page, and booking those people onto sales calls if they are a good fit. The same goes for if you're a dialer, you just be calling. So dialer is more hands-on. If you're calling, you can't be in the kitchen and replying. Not that I condone being a DM setter and messaging from the kitchen. Calling is more hands-on and will require more of your attention. However, it's also a really good skill. I would recommend both roles. If you want more flexibility, I would go for DM setting, honestly. To wrap that up for you, calling, it can be a cold calling position. However, most of the time it's calling with opt-in. So you'd be calling people who came through some sort of funnel, whether that's paid traffic or organic. Organic would, for example, would be an organic video where someone's showing you their supplement stack. Then at the end of the video, they say, DM me sups or supplement, and I'll send over a stack we revised in this video, whatever. The other way it could be is through paid traffic, which is also the same as that, just someone running, paid traffic to a video like that. Or they're running paid traffic directly to a website that either has a video sales letter, that is pretty much a video which entices you to book a sales call, or it just takes you to a website to get a free guide, some free information, and there the prospect or potential lead puts their phone number and email into the website to access some sort of free training, video, information, whatever it may be, and on the back end there'll be a sales rep and you will call these people who opt into those ads. Sweet. So now that that's covered, you may be asking, what is the earning potential? So with being very realistic, when starting out, it is very possible to make $2,000 to $3,000 a month. However, you may need a bit more experience to get to the over $4,000 a month range. That said, to get a $2,000 to $3,000 a month setting role is all about network. So in the industry, base pays will range from $500 to $2,000 a month. I'd say sometimes even higher, and obviously sometimes no base pay. That really depends on the company. If it's a no base pay role, it's either a bad role or a role where you're going to make so much closes, you're going to make a lot of commission. Obviously, this is commission based. Industry standard commission rate is 5%. 99% of companies are on 5%. You may find some on 3% that are very high ticket, and you may find some that are at 10%, 7%, 8%, something along those lines. Most of the time it's 5% with lots of performance-based incentives, which would either be if you hit X amount of new clients in a month, you get 7%. If you hit X amount of clients, you get an extra bonus of $500. If you hit a certain milestone in cash collected, you get an extra amount of pay. If you book the most calls, you get extra. There's tons of performance-based incentives, and the industry really does reward hard workers. So across, before I explain the industries and the type of things you'd be selling, universally you'd be selling products and services that range from $2,000 all the way to $30,000, sometimes even more, rarely less. I wouldn't even consider $2,000 high ticket, honestly. However, that would be sort of the range you'd find yourself selling in. And obviously, along with your base pay, per call you book that closes, by the closer converting appointments into a paying customer, you would get 5% to 7%, 8%, 10%, maybe 3% of that cash collected amount. So say the prospect jumps on the call, they pay $5,000, you'd get $250 as an appointment setter, most likely. Sweet, so now we can jump in. You may be asking, Sano, what would I be selling? So I would say the industry is kind of broken up into two separate parts. One part a bit more B2C, business to customer, one side more business to business. The B2C side would be more so selling info products, which is anything from information, education, mentorships, program, coaching, consulting, and programs, masterminds, and so much more. Very common ones that most of you would have seen is like online fitness coaching, e-commerce mentorship, drop shipping, Amazon, but there's literally thousands of niches. Literally anything that can be bundled into a digital product or service these days is pretty much being sold. Information is being sold all the time, and there's thousands of niches. YouTube automation, vegan fitness coaching for bridesmaids, helping fitness coaches start their online fitness coaching business. There's literally thousands of niches. There's even like some crazy ones I saw the other day walking through a website like Pokemon card trading, things of that nature. However, you wouldn't want to work for those because there's not a lot of money in that. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, you'd work for a bigger sort of niche where there's a lot more liquidity. So then there's the online service-based side, which is more business to business. In the online service-based side of things, you'd be selling more so sort of professional services that are delivered to other companies, other people, other businesses, and those would be sort of agency services such as, you know, sales and lead generation services, creative services, consulting services, software services, and so much more, to be honest. So that would be more sophisticated things like web design for local restaurants, or helping roofing companies sign an extra 2 clients a month through lead generation, or lead generation for real estate agencies or realtors to help them sell an extra 2 homes a month, or helping local contractors optimize their Google search with SEO or whatever. There's so many thousands of services on either side that can be sold. Both industries rapidly growing. The info space, whether it's very hard to determine this obviously, so it's not a fact. From various sources I looked at, around $240 billion currently, sort of estimated to go to 370-ish billion in the next 2 years. Don't take my word for that. You can't really estimate these things. And then the same goes for the service-based side of things. That's currently, you know, at, according to Google sources I've seen, at 287 billion, and it's supposed to go to, or it should go to 907 billion by 2035. But you know, these are all estimates and stuff like that. What's good to know, what's good to take away from that is obviously there's tons of scope for growth. The industry is only going to get bigger. I'm sure you're only seeing more and more people become nomads, more and more people work online, more and more people take business online, more and more hybrid roles open up, and more fully remote roles open up. So you may be asking me, Sano, how do I get into this? Good news is appointment setting doesn't require a crazy amount of experience. Honestly, to get into the space initially, if you really want to fast track it, is just have a great network. To get a $2,000 to $3,000 a month role really doesn't require anything special. It really just requires knowing the right person and having an in. And that would come honestly from just networking or investing into a mentorship program, or really just grafting on your own and applying and searching for as many jobs as possible. That said, once you get that first role, it's literally a steamrolling effect. Once you get that first bit of experience, you can just keep on leveling up your income. And I would say realistically, you can make, you know, $2,000 to $7,000 a month quite comfortably. effectively. So to cap that off, that bit there, realistically getting into the space, I would say you'd earn $2,000 to $4,000, and then once you get a bit more experience, you can earn north of $4,000 a month, even up to $10,000 a month within a really good setting role. I know setters who've made over $10,000 a month within their respective roles. So it can be very lucrative. Obviously the benefits of setting as well is you can work where you want, on your own calendar, and you determine your own income. So it's essentially like being self-employed to a certain extent, but you can work where you want, how you want, when you want, and you determine your own income to a certain extent. Obviously there isn't like an infinite ceiling, but you really can, get the outputs from the inputs you put in. What you're going to put in is what you're going to get out. It's black and white in a company who's making the most as an appointment setter. It's the guys working the most, and the guys making the least is the guy working the least. So what is the last benefit when it comes to the industry? Obviously, a lot of guys will tell you the best way to get into the online space in 2025, 2024, 2023, the last 3 years is doing this, doing that, doing that. Honestly, any of them who actually aren't lying to you, coming from a non-biased perspective, will tell you either getting into appointment setting or closing is the best way to start if you are looking to get into online business. It will teach you the skill of sales, which is universally the #1 skill in any business, physical, digital, whatever. Been around forever. It's going to allow you to get strong cash flow to pivot into other business models. It's going to allow you to be in the back end of successful online companies, so you can see all the types of things that go into building a successful company, which will allow you to successfully replicate it after gaining some experience. The teams are very lean, so in a team of 10, you'd have 6, 7 sales reps, so you can really get into the back end of the business, learn the media buying, learn how ads are run, see how the marketing's done, see what type of content gets posted, see how the funnels work, see how someone comes from being an opt-in to an ad to be a paying customer, how service fulfillment works, and all that good stuff. So if you are looking to either pivot into a bigger business model that requires more capital and you want more free time, you don't want to have to go work and then commute back and then you're all tired at night, really going into a setting role, getting remote and really focusing your time on doing your job while getting that cash flow, but working on your own schedule and committing hours towards your side hustle that you really want to do, I would really recommend appointment setting. It's definitely the lowest barrier to entry and easiest way to get started in the online space still to this date. Along with that, if you just want to work remote, live a chilled lifestyle, and that's for you, I totally also respect that. This is definitely for you then. You can get a part-time setting role, work 4 hours a day, make $2,000 to $3,000 a month, and drink pina coladas in wherever, the beach or whatever, beachy spot. So to cap things off, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this explanation. Honestly, there is a lot more to it. I didn't want to make a whole hour-long video because no one's going to stick around to watch that. That said, if you do want to learn more about appointment setting, definitely subscribe to my channel. I'll be posting more videos explaining appointment setting and then just documenting my general business journey as a whole. So if you like me, like what I'm saying, and want to follow along with the journey, if you resonate with what I do, definitely drop a subscription. I will be sharing a ton of value, specifically when it comes to appointment setting over the next couple of weeks and months, years, and a lot of free value that a lot of people would pay to access. So if that sounds like something that you'd be interested in, definitely drop a subscription. Finally, if you are very serious about getting into appointment setting, you've been struggling for a while, you're currently a corporate worker, a corporate sales rep, someone in university who wants to make the most of their free time, you're on a gap year, you're currently a nomad, you're currently traveling, and you want to go remote, make a good income, and then pivot into a bigger business model or just live that remote lifestyle, then this is definitely for you. I definitely can help you out. I will leave a link to book a call with me in the description of this video. If you want to have a discussion with me and learn about everything more in depth, get some more clarity on some specific topics when it comes to the industry and setting, definitely book a call down below with me if you are serious about making change and learning more, and I'll be happy to walk you through everything more in depth. So guys, I'm wishing you a fantastic 2025 for the rest of the year, and hope you have an amazing day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.